Hi, this is Summer from Summer's Tips and Stitches, and today I'm going to do a video about the thermal stitch. Now, I apologize for how this video comes across today. Usually I have my husband helping me, and I'll film like 2 or 3 videos while my kids are at school, but somebody asked about this video, and so I wanted to get it filmed and put online before some of the others that I had, backed up and saved. So I'm doing this without any help. So I might have to get up and pause it, but we're going to work through it. So this is a video about the thermal stitch. Somebody on one of my videos posted and said, hey, I'd like to see some more videos about different stitches. So I thought, you know what? I will do just that. So I went on to Ravelry. This is designed by Julie Bolduc. I'll put a link in the description for this pattern. It's called the Thermal Stitch. It's from Ravelry. Now, this pattern is free, and it's for a preemie blanket. What I've done is doubled it so that it would be a little bit bigger. And I'm going to tell you folks, I absolutely love this blanket. Most blankets I see consist of double crochets, like the corner to corner, or rows of double crochets, and I've always kind of like felt, like baby's fingers and toes could get, caught in them. And then a lot of times you see these gorgeous blankets, and I know I'm guilty of it too. I got one when my daughter was born, and basically what I did was like drape it over the side of this like blanket holder, or hung it on the wall, or put it on the back of a chair. This blanket pattern is going to make a nice, thick, sturdy, warm blanket. This is what it looks like. To me, it kind of looks like confetti. And it has no holes, pretty much very, very small holes. This blanket will be great for cuddling, because of course I'm making it with Caron Simply Soft. And it would be great because it's nice and thick with a little weight to it to lay flat on the floor, and to put like a 9 or 10-month-old to lay on the floor and play. Also for like a sleeping mat. So I really love it. So this is what it looks like. This, I will say, it's a yarn eater. I'm at 2.5 skeins of Caron Simply Soft. This is that Rainbow Bright. I'm going to pause the camera and get an up-close shot of how to do the stitch. But remember, I'll put a link in the description to where you can get this. This was designed by Julie Bolduc, and she has this on Ravelry for free. So go over there, show her some love, download this video, check out some of her other download her pattern, check out some of her other paid patterns. This is going to be one of those blankets that you make for your grandkid or your child or niece or nephew or friend's baby, and they are going to cuddle this up and drag it around for a couple years. It is just lovely. So I'm going to pause the video, and then I'm going to get my little tiny tripod, and I'm going to show you step by step how to do this. It's very simple. So now I got to get up because my husband's not here to help. Okay, so what I did here to get started is I'm just going to make a little swatch. I did a chain of 28. This stitch consists of 2 stitches together, or you'll use 2 stitches for each of to make the little pattern, the repeat. There you go. So I did 28, and now I am single chaining all the way across. After you do your chain, you go to the second chain from the hook and start single chaining across. I'm going to pause the video, give you guys a chance to get your single chain row, and it does need to be even numbers. I just realized I didn't tell you what kind of yarn I'm using or a hook. So of course I'm using Caron Simply Soft. I believe you can use any worsted weight yarn. This pattern gal also used Caron Simply Soft. She also uses an I aluminum crochet hook. I did it with an H first, and I then eventually did move up to the I because I liked it better. There is a gauge, and this preemie one makes a 16 by 16 inch. Now, like I said, I wanted it to be bigger, so I doubled it. The first step to make the actual blanket is to do a chain of 65. But for this, like I said, I did a chain of 28 with my I hook and my Caron Simply Soft, and then I am single chaining all the way to the end. This is, you know, kind of like just the first go of it. Since I forgot to tell you all that information, I'll finish up this last bit while you're getting ready. So here we go. For the next row, and this is where we're going to see our pattern, you chain up 2. 1, 2. Now, what I really love about this pattern, and this is what generally gets me confused and messes up my patterns, is if we have to skip this first stitch. But in this pattern, you half double crochet, which is yarn over, poke through, pull up 3 loops, and then go through, yarn over and pull through all 3. So you do a half double crochet. So, and you do it in that first stitch. So you will always go into that first stitch. And I really like it when patterns have that, because now you're assured to not have a crooked edge. Now right here is the chain. This next stitch is called a single crochet front back bobble. Now this gets a little tricky once you're going, because sometimes I'll make a mistake and I'll do 2 half double crochets in a row. But what you do is you take your hook and you put it under this back loop. So if you're crocheting in the back loops, you do a single chain, you yarn over, pull up 1 loop, you pull through 1. So now you have 2. Now you take your hook and you crochet from the back. See how I just turned it and I'm going in right from the back into the front loop. Do you see that? Now I've got 2 loops on my hook and I've got the front loop on. I twist my hook around, I yarn over and I pull through 1. And now I have 3. And then you yarn over and pull through 3. And that's what it looks like. It looks like a little twisty. So let's do it again. Now we're repeating the pattern, if you will. Half double crochet, and you go in the normal spot right there, right underneath the top of the chain, under both loops. Yarn over, pull through, have 3 loops on, yarn over, pull through 3. Now is the single crochet front, back, whatever, bobble. So you take your hook, you poke it under the back loop, you yarn over, pull up 1 loop, yarn over, pull through 1. So you have 2. Now you come from behind. Oop, there you go. I will do that again because I feel like sometimes I forget to show the camera. My hand starts to slip. So I do not yarn over. I've got my 2 loops. I poke under the front. See, I just did that. I yarn over. Now I'll have 3 loops and my yarn over. I pull through 1. Now I have 3, and it's just like the half double crochet, yarn over, pull through 3. So that is how it goes. We'll do it again. Yarn over to do a half double crochet, go under both, pull up a loop. You have 3, yarn over, pull up 3. You know what I'm thinking? I'm sorry if there's anyone over in the British area, UK, United Kingdom. I don't know what the UK version of a half double crochet is, but I've showed you. So that's what you got to do. Now I'm going to do the single crochet front back bobble. So I do not yarn over. I poke my hook under the back loop, yarn over, pull up a loop. I have 2 on my hook, yarn over, pull through 1, maintain 2 loops, twist to go under the front loop, yarn over, pull through 1. You have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 3. And that is what this will look like. Over and over, we do this. Those 2 things, half double crochet, single crochet, back front bobble. I just did one. Yarn over, half double crochet, and then in the back loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1, have 2 loops, go under the front, yarn over, pull under 1, leave 3, yarn over, pull over 3. And that is what this stitch looks like. I am going to go all the way across. I'll eventually pause. You can pause your video. It gives you time to check. And then I thought I'll do the next row with you, but I'm going to use another color yarn so you can kind of see what it looks like when it has the 2 yarns together. And then again, I'll show you the blanket I'm working on. Now again, this is the thermal stitch. I found this pattern on Ravelry. I'll put the link in the description for where you can go on Ravelry to find it. I also have a Ravelry account. I'll have to look that up, and I'll put that also in the description. I also have an Instagram. But anyway, and if you want to be Ravelry friends, and then I have my pattern, I have this pattern shared or liked in my Ravelry account. I tend to hold my crochet still with my thumb to make it so that my loops don't stretch out. And I'm pretty good at this stitch because I'll tell you, I've been working on that blanket like you wouldn't believe lately. I'm very excited about it because, like I said, I think this is such a great blanket to give. Now here I'm at the end of the row, and I have found that either I'm not counting right or it just ends up with your single crochet front back bobble thing right on the end, and I just do it on the end. There I am. I finished up. There's my end. I always turn from right to left. This is what it looks like on this side for one row. And then this is the other side. I'm going to guess this is the wrong side. On this side, you can see it has a little bit more of a dimension to it. I really like it. So I'm going to pause the video. I am going to switch to some orange, so I know this is going to be a beautiful color combo. But I think it will help us really be able to see where we're going into the next rows and maybe give it a little more dimension. Normally, I would not choose to use. And now remember, when you're changing colors, I probably should have waited, showed you this. When I change my color, I do the last pull through, or the last yarn over. So here, if you see, I'm doing my bobble stitch. This is how I change colors so that you don't see it partway through. I'm going to poke my hook through the back loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1, poke through the front, yarn over, pull through 1, have 3. Now this is where I choose to switch colors. I've got my 3 loops, and if I were doing a half double crochet, this is exactly when I would do it through too, when I have the 3 loops. And I just hold my fingers here. I do nothing fancy. I don't knot it. I don't twist it. I just tuck the yarn behind my work. I hold it with my pointer, my middle finger. I put my thumb over it to give it a little tension. Now I pull through. I turn my work right to left. Now I'm ready. I tug these. I tuck them behind. Chain up 2 for the next row. Remember, you do not skip any stitches. You go right into that first and start with your half double crochet. To be honest, this isn't really that hideous of a match. Now I'm doing my bobble. Back loop. Go under, yarn over, pull up 1 loop, yarn over, pull through 1 loop. You have 2. Go through the front loop of that same stitch, yarn over, pull under. Now you have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 3. Now here's your half double crochet, just as normal. Now you're looking for the back loop. Go under the back loop, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, go through 1 loop. You have 2 loops on. Go under the front loop. Yarn over, pull through 1. Now you have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 3. Half double crochet, yarn over, go through the stitch, pull up 1 loop so that you have 3 on there, yarn over, pull through 3. This is actually really nice because now you can see the loops better when I have the two colors. Oh, see there? That is the problem, Caron Simply Soft Splits. So, because I don't mind, I just go through and I just make sure that I get it all. There you go. Now the one thing that I said, when I'm just like mindlessly crocheting this, sometimes I think I accidentally do 3 or 2 half double crochets in a row. Because sometimes on the end, I'll end with a single crochet front back bobble, and sometimes I end with a half double crochet. But I'm going to be honest, you can't tell in the work. Maybe if you did a solid color, you'd be able to see, but because I'm doing that Rainbow Bright paint from Caron Simply Soft, it's a variegated yarn, you cannot see where I maybe did 2 half double crochets in a row rather than a single crochet back loop, front loop, bobble. So that is what it looks like. I'll pause now for real. Finish this row and we'll look at it together. Okay, now I'm coming to the last stitch. This one, as you can see, this is our chain 2 from the other row. So you kind of have to fiddle with it. Get into the back loop. Yarn over, pull through 1. Just a second here. Okay, sorry, I just had like a huge coughing fit. My kids have bronchitis and I'm afraid I'm getting it too. Okay, so we're going to do this end. The last stitch in this row, single crochet front back bobble. You kind of have to hunt for it because it's the part of the chain 2 from the previous row. So go under the back loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 1. Kind of dig around to find that front loop, get in there, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and go through 3. Now, this is what I would do because I like to change and cut and weave in my ends as little as possible. If I personally was going to do a 2-color rotation with this, I would go to this end, turn my work, and I would do 2 rows of a color. That way, when you get all the way to this other side, when it came time to do the next yarn color, I would just carry this up and continue crocheting. Because when you do a baby blanket, you put on a border, and that way you won't have a ton of ends to weave in. I'll show you on the other side. But we'll do another row of this pattern so that I can show you how I carry my work up the side. So we did a chain 2. Start with a half double crochet in the very first stitch. You're not skipping any. And then you do your bobble. Wait, see there? I just went to do a yarn over to do a half double crochet. Got in a hurry. And I think I do that quite a bit. So go into the back loop, do a single crochet, go into the front loop, do a single crochet, have 3 loops on, pull through all of them. I think that happens a lot actually. When I split my yarn. This orange that I'm using is actually a Yarn Bee Sleek and Shine, I believe. I bought it to make baby pumpkin hats. And I really like the shine, and that's what I had left over because it took me a little longer to make the baby pumpkin hats than I liked, and I did not get them out. So I only ended up having time to really make one. And so that's what I'm using. It's similar to Caron Simply Soft, but you can see the twisting of the yarn strands a little more visibly in the Yarn Bee brand or the Hobby Lobby brand than in the Caron Simply Soft. When I finish this row, I'll show you. I'll hold up the 2 strands of yarn. I like it. I don't like it as much as Caron Simply Soft, and I think it's because I can see the strands. But it's nice. It's soft. It's definitely comparable. Price-wise, the Yarn Bee one is more expensive than if you bought your Caron Simply Soft at Walmart, because Walmart has Caron Simply Soft for $2.49. But I will say, if you buy your Caron Simply Soft at Joann's, then it is cheaper than there. So here we are, I'm ending on, and I'm in that chain 2. So I'm going under the back loop, yarn over, pull up 1, yarn over, pull through 1, go into that front. Remember, in this end, it's always really hard to find. Go under, yarn over, pull up 1. Now you've got 3 loops. This is when I change colors. Now I'm going to pull up my yarn, hold it right up to the side, and I'm going to pull through with that next color. Sometimes you can see that top loop gets a little big. Pull through. There you go. Now as you can see, that yarn is kind of running up the side here. Now personally, I like it because when you go to single chain around your edge to start a border of a blanket, and that's one thing it does say in here, the very last thing you'll do after you reach your desired size of the blanket is you single chain all the way around. I like it because it gives you a little bit more to single chain around. So turn your work. You're in your next color. Look at how lovely that looks. I really like it. This is the thermal stitch. Chain up 2, half double crochet in that first stitch, and there you go. Now the bobble. I'll just do 1 here. I never really know how long these like tutorial type videos should go. Started to split, but I got it back on there. So here it is. Now, this is what we just made. I really like it. I'm going to be honest, I'm not as horrified with the colors. I'm going to quick show you the Caron Simply Soft and the Hobby Lobby brand. There they are. I guess, to be honest, the top one, the orange one, is the Hobby Lobby one, and this is the Caron Simply Soft. They're pretty comparable. They both have equal amounts of fuzzing, and they do look very similar. I do think you can see more twisting in the orange, but I would say, like I said, Simply Soft is cheapest at Walmart, but if you're someone who I can't imagine doesn't have a Walmart, I feel like they're everywhere, aren't they? Hobby Lobby does have this comparable sleek and shine yarn bee. Now, here I'm going to carefully show you the one I'm making. Isn't that just fun? I'm so impressed with it. I'm so happy that I decided to. It's busy though, isn't it? Holy Toledo. I'm going to try to back away a little bit with this little camera. I have a little tiny tripod that I put right in front. So that is what it looks like. It really does resemble like the thermal, and it has great texture. There you can see the stitches. They're obviously a lot less prominent in this colorway because it is a variegated. I'll show you the yarn. That's what it looks like. And you see how it has short color changes? So I think if you have a variegated yarn with short color changes, this stitch is perfect for it because it just gives it this confetti fun birthday party look. What I'd like to do with this blanket after finishing this, I think I'm going to end up needing 5 skeins of yarn. As I'm going to do kind of a twisty border, and I think to keep it so that it is a little bit more gender neutral, I'm going to pull out this aqua color, which the Hobby Lobby and Walmart both have this color. And then probably the yellow. I think if I use a pink or a purple, it's definitely going to feel more like a baby girl blanket. And if I go more towards the aqua and maybe the yellow, where's that, teal and yellow, I think that could be passable for a boy, but there's still a heck of a lot of pink or purple. If you're someone who does not like pink or purple to be near boys, this is. But yeah, this is the thermal stitch. I'll hold the pattern up one more time if you're someone who doesn't know how to work the description box. There it is, the Thermal Stitch Preemie Blanket, designed by Julie A. Bolduc. I hope I'm saying that right. Check her out on Ravelry. That's where I got it. It's a free crochet pattern. And it calls actually for Caron Simply Soft. I'm sure you could do this in any worsted weight yarn. I don't think it particularly has to be Caron Simply Soft. And it uses an eye hook. The H hook kind of made it tight to do the front and back loop bobble. But here it is. This is my new stitch that I learned, and I am sharing with you. The baby thermal stitch. Now my next video was the one that I was going to put up before this, and that is a video on different crochet cases. And I'm really happy with this. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you check out this thermal stitch preemie blanket, or like I said, double it to make a regular size blanket. And over here, look, I saw skill level is beginner. So I think this will be something nice that you can help teach someone. It'll be really, really enjoyable. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. And I hope you really enjoy this. Happy crafting!